It's about Call of Duty. The new gameplay trailer came out for Devastation, the DLC.
That's the stuff.
Okay.
A lot of people are kind of over Call of Duty, except for the Twitch audience. I think there's probably about 10,000 people playing right now.
I don't know. I played Call of Duty. It's a fun game. I don't see why there's so much hate about it.
Well, I should say Ghost.
I will admit, I was frustrated the first 2 days I did play Ghost because I thought it was a tie-in to that Patrick Swayze movie, and it wasn't.
Well, anyway, let's go ahead and play the new gameplay trailer. There's going to be 4 new maps.
What's this?
This is the Predator AI. This was teased on our show Friday, except we didn't see that business.
All right.
What is Predator doing in my Call of Duty game?
Well, it's a
awesome.
gimmick. They need something else in there.
It's not a gimmick. It's cool. Why would you say it's a gimmick?
It's totally a gimmick. What else is Call of Duty going to do? They've already done Michael Myers. They need to throw in Predator.
Look, a gimmick is when they put SpongeBob in there. Predator makes sense, man. You're out in the jungle and the ruins, volcanoes going off, probably because that Predator crashed a spaceship, something bad.
Yeah, Todd remembers the movie from 1987.
I do. I was 35 when I watched it. By the way, can Camera 5 relax a little bit more? I mean, let me just lay down and enjoy some Game Talk Live.
Right. Yeah.
While I get my nap in.
We should probably, if you've never seen the show before, Game Talk Live is best viewed lying down. All right, let's put up the graphic here, AI. Now, we reached out to Elizabeth because last week, I believe it was around last week, there was an interesting article that went up on Gamasutra.
That's right.
About the myths about females in gaming, why there aren't any. Yeah,
yes.
Certainly a hot topic around here.
Yeah.
One of the top myths you said is women don't want to work in games. And I guess one of the first questions I'll ask is, overall, why do you think these myths still exist, or what's the root of these myths in the first place?
Men, mostly.
Okay,
Men.
good start. People like us.
I could pretty much train that to any problem on the planet related to men.
According to research and polls, about 10% of the game industry is female.
10% of the game industry, those working and making games.
Yes, those working in the game industry right now.
Has that improved at all on your experience and what you've seen?
I've noticed the number of the game women on the game design team has grown to 7 times what it was when I first got here. I think that we're talking about this stuff a lot more than we used to. There's an advocacy track now at GDC, which is full of really interesting, really useful talks on women and minorities in the industry, how to make games more accessible to disabled people, and just basically how to get the best medium in the world into the hands of more people.
It sounded like someone in our Skype array that's in the Skype array with you wanted to say something.
Yeah, is it okay if we field a couple questions? Are you okay?
Sure.
All right.
Okay, yeah. If someone want to go ahead and jump ahead, let's do one at a time here.
She pointed to the Twitch chat as evidence. I mean, that was one person that made a remark. I don't think you could really use the Twitch chat as a piece of evidence, considering it was one person that made one remark. You're always going to have that one person.
I definitely saw more than one remark in the chat.
No, I did too.
Second of all, it's not so much about the percentage of people. If I'm a woman and I go into a male-dominated space and I identify as a woman, and I get, let's say there's 10 people in the chat room, and there's 2 people being a complete and total asshole about the fact that I'm a woman. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, 80% of the people in this chat room are being cool to me, so I'm going to stick around.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, fuck this, I bet Scandal is on.
Elizabeth, thank you so much again for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That was cool, huh?
Yeah.
There we go.
We're actually getting some cool stuff happening.
Well, it was a great article. It was very just to the point, which I think is the best way to handle stuff like this. One of the most expensive game jams in history went down the greasy chute. These guys wanted to come together, make a game jam, and then what happened?
Well, from what I understand, now this was an article that came out. There's a company called Maker Studios. It's a big YouTube channel.
Disney just bought them for $500 million.
Yeah, so, and they have a lot of viewers. Basically, a group of guys were doing these game jams. Over time, they became more and more popular. Some sponsors started to get in. Maker Studio says this is something that we should make a show around. And they kind of brought them in and they overproduced it to the point that they stripped out any type of organic fun the game jam used to have. And they have all these reality show cameras. They have all these marquees for brand, these brand representatives yelling at them because they might not be holding the Mountain Dew bottle correctly or they're not smiling right. That girl over there that's one of the game jammers, she's got to get rid of those buttons because it's not brand friendly. To make it even worse, from what I read from the article,
IndieStatic.com
started to add in all these douchey reality show challenges that stripped away any type of identification with the game jam culture, which these people take seriously, and the prizes that they were competing for were not very well thought out.
Now my counter to this is, you want to make a game jam. Cool. You want it to be cool. you need some money.
If you're going to sponsor something that is a very niche culture, you should really understand what that culture is about before you start trying to offer prizes or interfere with the basic core mechanics of showing game developers coming together to make really cool games in a short amount of time.
Well, Complexity won the Call of Duty Championships.
Congratulations to those guys.
When you know what their name would happen to be Complexity. To win this game is 400 G's. They beat Envy Us, excuse me.
And they are going to be crowned your 2014 World Champion winners here.
I wish I had some sort of fast twitch muscle.
So here's the
Infinity Ward and Microsoft.
400 G's, so there you go.
All right.
Not a lot of people have the video footage. We wanted to show you the end there.
They looked oddly complacent for people who had just won 400
They're
grand.
gamers.
Yeah.
It's called your game face, AI.
Yeah,
Something
come on.
humans do.
Yeah, of course.
The fate of the earth is in my hands. No choice but to take a stand. I don't care if I'm wrong